Hello, we are back to playing the Doomcore Trilogy, and today we finally get to start the next megawad, which is Reverie. Now, I do want to do a little bit of background before I start this playthrough. I do remember starting this project in August of 2010. I was working on Doomcore for quite a while at that time, and I had about 27 maps finished for Doomcore. But at some point I just wanted to take a break from that and start a little side project. It was something that was actually based on a dream, as the title suggests. I mean, it was pretty much inspired from that idea. And it was a dream that actually resulted in what would be MAP01, which is a small arena map. So that's actually the map that started the whole idea for this megawad, because I had this dream that I was playing a community-made project that was the vanilla Doom 2 megawad, and I was on the second to last level of the megawad, and it was the idea for MAP01. And so based on just that one little idea, I shortly after that started to have these ideas that followed that resulted in what would be MAP28 and MAP30, basically. So it was the last three maps basically of this megawad were the earliest ideas I had for Reverie. But I did get a little bit experimental early on, and I attempted to make some early map slots, but I ended up dissatisfied with how they came out. They were the maps that would later become the filler maps of Doomcore, of the 25, 26, and 27 slots. So I later decided to just scrap that idea and start that over, and I don't remember what maps I made first. I don't think I made MAP29 first, despite it being probably the earliest idea, but I do remember it was something that I entertained for a while, for it being a community-made project. But the problem at the time is I was still early on with the Doom mapping, because I hadn't even been making Doom maps for a full year at that point, and I wasn't really sure how to communicate that I wanted maps that were old school in appearance and in gameplay, you know, like not too detailed and not too extravagant and crazy, you know, that sort of thing. So it was just something that I kept to myself, and plus I hadn't even really actually had any released projects at that point, because Doomcore wasn't even finished. So it was something that I kept to myself for a while, but I entertained the idea of it being a community project originally. But as I had ideas for it and made more maps, it just kept going on, and I was really surprised, because over time it felt like it started to become its own project altogether. So I realized I started to have two megawads that were basically being worked on at once. So it was pretty crazy, but it was a really fun time. So all that aside, we do have our first map, which is called Stratos Gate. And right away I want to actually start running here, because I do have this, I have a line def tag, or actually it's a sector action, where this secret is actually only accessible in the first 30 seconds of the map. I know it's a really bad thing to put in your map, basically. It's not something I would ever do again, but I think I just wanted to do it just to try it out, just to at least say that I've used it once before. So, but yeah, it's basically this wall secret, and that demon just kept the door open. So I got a shotgun from this secret. Oh yeah, and this door opens up too. I guess it would actually, for it when you run in here, whoops, I think that door would open so that when the door closes you could always open it again. Let's just chainsaw these guys. So this is obviously an entryway-style map, and I did wonder about just how I should make this first map for a little while, but at some point I guess I just decided to go for something that was inspired from Entryway. And even though I didn't really feel that crazy about the idea, it was just something I decided to play around with. And I think, I don't remember when exactly I made this map. It might have been in 2011, so it might have been one of the later maps that I made. But yeah, there was a point where I entertained replacing this map, and I think when I stopped to think about it, I couldn't help but wonder, you know, because I imagine people thinking, oh, this is just your basic entryway opening, there's not much to it. But then I had to stop and ask myself, well, do I like this map though? And I just had to answer that with, yes, I do actually like how this map came out. So I decided to keep it. Basically, you just have to please yourself before you please anybody else. There's only 2 secrets, yep. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Oh, missed the switch. But a simple one at that, and here's the transitional exit. That was an idea that was added a little bit later on. That was actually pretty late in development, I think. Like I was probably 3/4 of the way through finishing the megawad before I started adding those little transitional points. I think I was inspired from Klemus or Klemus 2, however you pronounce it. That megawad had a lot of those sort of map transitions going on, so I decided to play around with that. Oops, it looks like I didn't even get all the kills, but anyway, I won't worry about that too much. So anyway, that was fun, and I'll see you guys in the next part, and I look forward to the rest of this playthrough. Alright, take care.